Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru. Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru.
The Arts and Rap Podcast, also known as ORS.
What is good, people? Satsuki the Savage here, joined with my co-host Perry. Perry, you want to say something to the people?
How's everybody doing on this Tuesday afternoon? Hope everybody's enjoyed the episode and get ready for a great podcast.
Yes, sir. Another episode of the Arts and Rap Podcast. This episode, I think, was the calling card of this season. It felt like this actually could be a season finale if this were drawn out. We had a lot of episodes previous. It felt like that monumental because so many big events happen. Tohru, Akito especially. So we're going to jump right into it. I don't know where I want to start first. I think where I'll go is talking about how I was wrong, because Tohru got hurt in this episode. She got stabbed. She got slapped. But I thought it was going to be much worse. Like, what was your thoughts on that? Because I was surprised that Tohru came out unscathed, at least by Akito.
Oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie. When the whole conversation between Akito and Tohru, I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, "Oh my god, please don't do it!" And then when you see Tohru trying to like comfort Akito with a knife, and she stabbed, I'm like, "Oh my god, Tohru, stop! Please, just stop! I know you want to talk to her. I know you want to calm her down, but how about you step back, please?"
We was just sitting there like, bro, protect yourself. When she started talking to Akito and they were facing each other, when they were on the cliffside, and Tohru had her back turned to the cliff, that was the moment I said, I paused. I was doing my live reaction. I literally paused the episode. I said, Tohru, please step to the side. Akito has a history of pushing people. I don't want you to get bammed. I don't want that to happen. Please don't get pushed by Akito off the cliff. I was like, please don't let that happen.
Oh my god. The same, because I think it was like one moment when like Tohru tried to comfort her and then Akito pushed her just a little bit, and you see the cliff, and I'm like, oh my god, please don't do it. Oh lord.
Oh man. Hanan said, where's the reaction video? I haven't done the editing for that video yet. Plan to drop it probably. I had to finish doing the editing after the podcast, so if I drop it today, it's going to be later on today on my Satsuki Reactor channel. I ran into some issues. It's my fault. Bad scheduling. Rexzor said 3 more episodes and a tiger will be there. Interesting.
Kisa?
I guess so. There's something I gotta say with one of the Zodiacs, or 3 of them.
I want you gonna say something I said.
I want you to say it first, but I want to read the chat real quick. So Darius said, "What's up, Satsuki and Perry? This episode was so sad and made me like Akito." I don't know how Sidarius felt about Akito before. Do you know?
I think Sidarius. I think he didn't really fuck with her like that. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, Sidarius.
Yeah, because I just want to know, like, what was his, like, Sidarius, what was your opinion on Akito before this episode? Did you like her, hate her, indifferent? Like, how were you feeling? Like, how much has your opinion on her changed because of this episode? QRW6 said, what up, Satsuki and Perry? What up, QRW6? Good to see you. My boy Muppet said, I told you she was coming out unscathed. A Muppet? I don't know if you watched the episode. I'm pretty sure you didn't, but that didn't happen. That did not happen. Mafuya Supremacy said, God, this episode was so good. Agreed. Cosign. Light Ruler said, just here to like and support you, Satsuki. Appreciate you, Light Ruler. Muppet said, like this vid to end racism. Yes, sir. Akito is such a good antagonist, hands down. Okay. I guess I'm taking my light back. Okay. So first, Perry, what were you going to say about the Zodiacs?
see my boy Ritsu made his marvelous return, man. He was there.
What return? What are you talking? Oh my god,
He was there,
bro. You talking about some imaginary imagery we got? Come on, bro.
Hey man, I'll let you know, man. Ritsu was at the table. Kyo wasn't. That show you something, man.
Bro.
Ritsu was there. They say he wasn't gonna come back, but I knew it. I knew he was gonna be there.
I still have not seen Ritsu in real time. That's what I'm not talking about no flashback. I'm not talking about a fever dream. I need to see Ritsu in flesh and blood, current time. Okay, this is what I wanted to say. With this is jumping ahead of the episode, but with the Zodiacs, when Tohru got hurt and she was sent to the hospital, we had this montage, and in that montage, it's kind of unclear what was being done, like why we were getting those reactions. But I'm assuming that Shigure was telling everybody what happened to Tohru, and they reacted because of that. We seen in order. This is how it was. We didn't need to see Yuki's reaction because he was talking to Toru's grandpa previously, so he's out of there. We saw Kisa, we saw Kagura, we saw Shigure, we saw Akito, Hattori, Momiji, Hiro, Rin, and Kyo. We saw their reaction, and they were sad or somber. Everybody was down. The 4 people I did not name, one being Kareno because he was in the hospital, so he's all right. Haru wasn't shown, which was weird.
Yeah, I thought it would be a scene where like he would like comfort Ren.
I don't. That's the one I'm like, wait, huh? Ayame wasn't shown, which I guess that's fine, but it's still kind of weird that we get everybody else's reaction, but his. But
yeah,
in terms of like all the Zodiacs, I think Ayame has a faint connection to Tohru. His connection with Tohru mostly has to do with how what she does for Yuki.
Yeah.
Because with all the characters I named previously, they really have a connection to Tohru more so than Ayame. So that's fine. But the motherfucker who was not shown having a reaction once again and again and again was Ritsu. Why is Ritsu not a character, bruh? What? All right, man.
Hey, man. He was doing his thing, man. He probably just sounded important, man. He probably had like a play or something, man. They couldn't get in touch with him, man. It's hard.
Ritsu is not doing shit. He's not doing a damn thing.
He probably had a date with Segure's editor, man. You know, things happen.
Ain't no damn things bro. Why? I don't understand why Ritsu is a fucking character. Why was he here? What purpose does Ritsu serve, man? Damn.
Hey man, we just filling out the rosters. We just filling them out.
I get that's the one thing. That's like, okay, if it was just filling out the roster, you know, we seen it in villain groups where we'll have like, you know, 1 or 2 villains that we really like, and like the other ones are like fluff, whatever, fine. But why is it just one? Everybody has the proper amount of development. It varies, of course, but why is it just one? You would think that Ritsu is the fucking cat zodiac the way they treat Ritsu in the show. Like Ritsu is the cat zodiac within how I think her name is Tatsuya Natsuki, something like that. The writer of Fruits Basket.
No,
they treat Ritsu like the cat zodiac because he don't show up. Don't have any relevance, don't talk to no one. All right, man. Like, okay. All right. That's all. I just got to throw up my hands like, okay. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. He didn't have flashbacks, man. That's what it really matters, man.
Man, all right. You got it, bro. All right. Moving on. I kind of want to get through this because, you know, I'm trying to watch the game. Nuggets play. Lakers play later on. So I'm trying to get to that. But, all right. So we got the conversation between Akito and Toru, and in that conversation, the thing that was being honed on was both of their loneliness. With Akito, is more so she feels excluded from the Zodiac, the Zodiac members because you felt bad for her, but she kind of created the situation. So I guess I'll ask you that, like, did you feel bad for Akito? or was it kind of just like you reap what you sow?
For me, it was more you reap what you sow. Because
Mm-hmm.
like the way you treat most of these zodiacs, like you treat them like they're not people, and then you treat them more like possessions than anything else. And it's like you want them to kiss your ass when like what you want them to do? Like kiss your ass because every day, like the fact that they have to show up to this thing to meet with somebody that they don't really fuck with,
Mm-hmm.
and then like as soon as the festivities are over, they over there conversating with each other.
Yeah, yeah. It, you know I think how you can feel bad for Akito is because we understand her circumstances. Without that, then it would be hard to connect with Akito. But there's so many factors in why she is the way she is that I can see why you feel bad for her. But on a different angle, yeah, you reap what you sow because this could have been avoided because how she treated everyone, she's not even getting the same energy back really. All that's happening to her is she's being ostracized, and some people may argue that that in itself is worse than being just mistreated. But again, she would not be ostracized the way she was or is if she treated people nicely. She hurts people, brung Ring near death twice, manipulates, lies, and if the price for that is you being alone, I don't even think that's fair. But it is what it is. I want to say so.
Yeah, it's also kind of built up on her upbringing because I think we kind of parallel to Akira
Mm-hmm.
because when Akira was like growing up and raising anything else, he didn't really have anybody like to talk to who understand him except for Ren when she came and actually talk to him, and with Akito's I think you kind of get the same kind of way where like even though they're the head zodiac, they really have nobody they can actually connect to on like a personal basis. But this between Akito and Akira is Akito has the bonds,
Mm-hmm.
so she kind of had like this crutch of like, oh, these things are always going to be here because Akira told me, and throughout the generation of zodiacs, like this is the only time where I have all 12 of them. So like everybody, like I'm gonna be the most loved I ever been or
Mm-hmm.
ever should be because all 12 of these people are here for me.
Yeah. Akira's words of saying Akito is special, that rung in their mind so much it became less of a want and more of an expectation. She just believed it's kind of like her birthright that everybody should love her. Then once the bond started breaking and people had different looks in their eyes that showed that they were distant from her, she cracked. So it started in her childhood where you know she was set up for failure because of how things would play out, especially with how her mom raised her from then on, because she was aloof and if you in competition with your child, like you trying to fuck them up. So yeah. Uh, Now in regards to Toru's side of it, she also felt loneliness, and this goes more so to her childhood. And I really like this too because even how it was set up, because when Akito is having the flashes of the zodiacs, and I'm pretty sure like this was during like New Year's that we seen this,
Mhm.
even how it's arranged, the parallel that we draw between Akito and Toru is in Akito's example is the New Year's party. In Toru's example, it was the fruits basket game, and it goes to the title because in episode 5, I think, of Fruits Basket, I think it was episode 5. It's the episode when Toru so is supposed to go back to her family, her actual blood family, and then Yuki and Kyo go over there, and then she says that she wants to live with the Somas. It's that episode. I don't know. It might be episode 5 because I'm pretty sure it happened right after the Kagura episode. Um, During that episode, Toru was talking about the fruits basket game, and did you know that was a real thing?
Oh, the game.
Yeah.
Uh, I usually assume like any kind of Japanese game is probably real because like a little off track, but when like My Hero did like the human catapult thing, I didn't know that was a real thing until I seen it in like prison school at a series like that.
Mm-hmm.
We get like the headbands off the person.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the Fruits Basket game was a real thing until I looked it up. I said, "Oh, this is actually a game they play." But to kind of explain it, I'm not going to really explain it good because I've never played this before. But it pretty much works how everybody has their chairs in a circle and they're assigned a fruit. And when that fruit is called by the person in the middle, that person gets up. If I say apple, whoever's assigned the apple gets up and they have to run to an empty seat, and you play like that. And when Toru was talking about that game within that episode, she was talking about how she was the rice ball, and that's a stark contrast between fruit, everybody else getting actual like apples, oranges, fruits like that, and nobody would call on her, and she was all alone. And like during the end of the episode, Kyo and Yuki like pull her in that imagery where she was all alone. So like those two connected, and like I was saying, like how it was structured, the way Akito's imagery was working, the zodiac tables were all in a circle, just like how Toru's was when they had the chairs in a circle with the Fruits Basket game. So I thought that was real interesting. That just goes on to more of the parallels between those two characters. And and two, like they were both scuffed up in this episode.
Yeah, like they like, but episode prior, they both had to deal with like big emotional events in both their lives. With Toru, she had to deal with like confronting her feelings about Kyo, and Kyo accepting those feelings, or in this case, like running away from those feelings. She was kind of broken from that. And Akito, she was kind of like going through the realization that like everything around me is like coming to a close. All the things that I have hold dear are like going away. And like Kureno, somebody who has always been there, I have a love and hate relationship with him, because even though I love that he stayed with me, him staying with me forced me into the person I am today. And it kind of reinforced my bad behavior even more.
Yeah. And you talked about earlier how like that crutch for Akito, for how I view it, Akito's crutch, it's like two. Is Akira like, well, I guess you could say with Akira and Akito, that's a shackle that ties her down. It's that eternal bond that she clings on, just like how Toru clings on to her mother. But Kureno was her crutch because he allowed Akito to act the way she did, and he didn't leave her. He made sure that she wasn't lonely. In Toru's case, her mother is also her crutch too, because she always thinks about her lessons, and it got to a point where she did not want to love someone more than her mother, just because she felt that undying loyalty to her. And I guess in this episode, both of those crutches were released, and now they're allowed to like love the person that they love that is still with them. In Akito's case is Shigure, and Toru's case is Kyo.
I just thought of something. It's so crazy how like both Akira and Kyoko had such an impact on their kids' personality, and like how the way they viewed life, and like how their direct actions kind of like put their kids in a situation they are in now where they have to deal with it.
Yeah, and it's more so crazy with Akito because you got to think Akito is a grown woman right now, so how much her father affected her is like, how long those effects lasted is crazy, because she's lived longer than Toru, and her father died when she was younger than when Kyoko died for Toru, because her mother has been dead for it's going on 3 years, I think. Yeah. So yeah, Akito has been without that one special person for a majority of her life. So yeah.
Another parallel I seen was like the difference between Kureno and Shigure acting in Akito's life. Because we see like Kureno was someone who always like coddles and like try to keep Akito happy and everything else, and trying to like make everything seems all right. While Shigure on the other side was trying to like break her down so that she could be her own person.
Yeah, he had a more unaffectionate approach to her. He wasn't going to hold her hand, and I think that was like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the whole thing with the crutch is. Shigure refused to be a crutch for Akito. He wasn't going to enable her behavior. Now there was times where he pushed her in certain situations, like during the beach arc when he was like, "Why don't you teach them all a lesson?" You know, but that's not him just allowing Akito to. You know, he's not really condoning it. He's just, I guess, he's just like letting her loose, and that was really to invoke change. With Kureno, it's just he's this nice guy. He doesn't really speak up about things, and he's content with the status quo of Akito just doing whatever the fuck she wants and hurting people in the process. But what I think is interesting is in season 2, when Utani and Kureno had their thing, Utani talked about how there were similarities between Kureno and Tohru. And at first, when she first said that, I was like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I was like, she mostly said it because they were both kind of absent-minded. But I think that speaks volumes, especially now, because the two people who tried to comfort Akito were Kureno and Tohru. And they were both, at the end of the episode, they were both called idiots. So what do you think about, did you see something more between, like, the connection between those two characters? Kureno, Tohru?
Oh, I had the same thinking as well, because like I think when Momiji was kind of like when Momiji and Akito was talking, Akito was saying like they're both idiots because they're like, because the way they treated me, that they want to make everything okay. And Momiji was basically saying like, yeah, they're idiots, and it may seem easier for you to live your life because they're able to forgive you a lot easier than anybody else, because both Tohru and Kureno are people who will like forgive you for basically anything, and it kind of like puts the blame off of you. And I feel like that's another parallel between those two characters.
Yeah, because when he was talking about first, I love the fact that he told her the story of the most idiotic traveler in the world, because that was one of my favorite moments in Fruits Basket, because that story was so short. It was like 3 minutes of storytelling, and it perfectly conveyed Toru's character within this bubble of this story of this girl who gives so much of herself that eventually she is nothing and she's taken advantage of. And in that story, people's reaction to it, other than Momiji, was to laugh at it, because it was a short story within a bigger book called like Funny Stories. I was like, how's that shit funny? You had like demons like taking her eyeballs and clothes. I'm like, how's this funny? Yeah. Like, who's the sadistic motherfuckers laughing at this?
Dr. Seuss, man.
Dr. Seuss. I heard he was stealing stories though.
He was stealing stories and he had racist.
But yeah, I like that because it paralleled to Tohru, how she's so selfless to a fault. And Momiji's reaction to that story was, I don't think of her as an idiot no matter what people think. And even though Akito called them idiots, it felt like she was just labeling that because she was she felt so much guilt, and she was kind of mad and pitying herself that they didn't punish her. I think that's what she was looking for. So now maybe she won't look at them as idiots.
Yeah, I like how Momiji basically kind of like pushed the fact that like you can't get out, like don't like he was basically saying like, oh, you must be lucky because these two idiots did what they did to you and you ain't got no guilt. And he was basically trying to like goad Akito to like take an easy way out, but she didn't want to do that.
Yeah. So props to Momiji, man. Props to my son.
I'm surprised that he was the one who talked to Akito like that. Cause like I ain't gonna lie, when he looked at Akito, like he had this look like I was like, oh, this ain't no OG I remember. Like he was different.
Yeah, he looked different at I'll slap the shit out of you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I was as low as
Kill you.
And he can do it now. The curse broke. He ain't gotta worry about nothing. Hey man.
Like it's Momiji and Haru, because Haru was something different. He would have seen her. He said, I told you. What I tell you? Yeah. If I see you again, you're dead.
Let me read some of it. Let me read the chat a little bit.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. Totally not a Google account said I'm a go. Just want to say hi. Hello, totally. I know you're not here now, but what is up? Yandere Shiki with the thanking emoji. QRW6 said I'm still indifferent with Akito. That's fair. I don't expect a lot of people's opinions to change with Akito just because she was not only the antagonist but the villain for a majority of the series. So I don't expect one episode to make you change your opinion on her or even the rest of the series. I think that's fine. I think that's actually a reflection of how the characters will treat her going forward because I don't expect Akito to be forgiven. Even if Momiji's been nice to her now, characters like Rin and Haru who have suffered um the most from Akito's rampage. I guess Kareno's the one who suffered the most, but Rin physically, it's it's hard to forgive Akito, especially when you have a permanent reminder in the form of a scar on your back to put in your brain what Akito did, and that's not something she can just shrug off and say I'm sorry and it's forgiven. So I feel that. Stony said, "Sup, brother Satsuki and Rat. Hope y'all doing well. We are doing good. I hope." Mid-ass 8. Oh my god, the turnaround. What happened? Sedarius said,
I
"I
think
hate."
it's about recent.
Oh wait. Oh okay, makes sense. Okay, I hate
Yeah.
Akito at first. She start glowing. She started glowing for me this season. We started to get to know her. Yeah. I feel like every season of Fruits Basket, a different side of Akito, man. First season was more so she's this looming threat that we don't really know much about. It's a lot of mystery around her. Second season, some of those mysteries start to unravel. She's more in the season. She's talking to characters, so you start to see who Akito is. She's still the definitive villain. Season 3, a lot of what we thought Akito was pinned on the hands of Rain, Akira, even Kareno, the maid, and it's like the perspective of Akito kind of changed in this season. So that's
Oh,
interesting.
I like that you said that because another thing that Tori even mentioned himself, like she was saying, like before she couldn't really get a gauge on who Akito really was, but because Akito was broken down so much to like her purest state, she
Mm-hmm.
was able to, just like how we as viewers was able to see what is Akito really like. I like that kind of parallel as well.
And I think that's the point of her saying, "I found you." Like
Hmm.
she wasn't Toru wasn't even she wasn't even thinking about Akito because when she wanted to break the curse, that was mostly for Kyo's sake, but she didn't think about what that curse meant to Akito. And it's kind of ironic that in Toru trying her pursuit of breaking the curse was the very thing that Akito was clinging on to. So her destroying that would have at our viewpoint at that stage in the series would have been like you're trying to take what Akito feels the most connected to. Like that's the most precious thing to her, other than her father.
Hmm.
Let's see. Stony said, "I like Akito for jump top tier gaslighter for sure." Like, I love Akito, man. I don't care what side of it we get. The villainous, the more vulnerable one that we're getting here. Akito is that girl. She's still my girl. QRW6 said, "I'm cracking up. Poor Ritsu." Yanare Shiki said, "Akito was all over the place." QRW6 said, "Shigure wants to be Akito's lover, not her enabler, for sure."
Yep.
Sue FC said, "Freaking love how meta that story is. It's almost a commentary on Toru's detractors." Yeah. Rexor said, "Shout out to Sasuke the Savage and Perry the Rat, Akito the Goat."
Appreciate it, Rex.
That's fair. That's fair. QRW6, that Momiji shade, I'm loving it. And Sadari said, "Akito lucky Rin. Arisa Hana ain't there to jump her ass." That's actually another place I want to go. How is Toru going to explain her injuries to Hana and Utani in particular?
She wasn't gonna say, "Oh, I was in the wrong place and fell." But I was surprised that we see Hana and Utani here, because like it was like, whoo wee, that'd be something different.
Hell, but I don't think they've been informed because they wouldn't have any way to know right now.
Yeah, but I thought Yuki would at least like because I feel like Yuki told her grandfather, but I feel like he should like the way Hana and the way Hana and Utani like are close to Toru, you'd have thought Yuki would have told them as well.
Yeah, but this happened in the span of a day, I think, and
Mm-hmm.
like if I don't know like when this took place. Like if this was like a school day that this happened and Toru missed a day, then yeah, I could see it. But if it's like a weekend or whatever, you don't hear from Toru in whatever like 24 hours. I think it's fine that they don't contact her. But you're right that Yuki should contact them. But I actually don't know if Yuki just does Yuki have a phone?
Yeah, yeah. Remember that's how that's how he called the ambulance.
Oh
Because
yeah,
remember when
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Akito, yeah.
I was gonna say because Yuki just don't really like talk to people like that. So I was like, does he even have a means of contacting them? I don't know. QRW6 said Hana would know by her ways. Yeah, so like I feel like if Toru were to try to lie about her injuries, Hana's gonna be like Capu, nope.
Yeah. Who I gotta kill? Who I
Yeah.
feel the most guilty? Who I feel the most guilty?
Yeah. Oh no, if Akito is
Gotta
still
kill.
if Akito is still there, if they show up to visit Toru, I'm gonna pray for Akito. Akito with the shits now. Don't get me wrong. Episode 1, season 3 proved that. But Utani and Hana? I don't think you want no problems. Yeah. Stuff your ass in the locker, nigga.
No, yeah, they don't play about that.
Nah, they gonna whoop her ass. Like, no cap. So,
And it's kind of crazy. We got so little of Hana and Utani this season.
yeah, they
Understand?
roles diminished. It's kind of like we put more
Yeah.
of the Somas in the forefront, which I'm not mad about because it's not like they prioritize the Somas in the other seasons. Like we learned about them, but we got a good amount of Hana and Utani in previous seasons, so I think it's fine. Because even in season 2, Toru's role diminished greatly in comparison to season 1. So it's just that we moved on with the main plot line, so it's fine. Uh, FB on the EDP time. I guess talking about Carano, but yeah, I like the whole message of like what Toru and Akito had to learn. It's what Shigure has been saying. Feelings are fleeting and they change. Nothing is eternal. That's pretty much it. Because they keep holding on to these bonds that it's just like you can't expect everything to last forever. That's just not how people work. And I think that's what Toru had to learn with how she feels about Kyo, and what Akito had to learn about these like loose connections she has to all the other zodiacs because of the curse. And Perry. Is Perry still
Yes,
there?
sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Did you notice when the cliff wrote where they were?
Oh, okay, yeah. I didn't notice like the first, like I seen a 10. I was like, wait, why's the 10 here? Oh, I was in my back of my mind. I was like, oh, okay, this is just where like Toru 10 kind of like had the rock slide and stuff like that. But I didn't think about it until like after it happened. I was like, oh wait, this is where the ground is weak at.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was brilliant. The first time I did my live reaction, I did not notice it at all. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice the tent there the first time I watched it. It was pointed out when I did the KOA podcast. Shout out to KOA podcast on C Tactics channel. My co-host, Everything Animated, C Tactics. You know what I'm saying? 8:00 Monday,
Sure.
every week. But C Tactics pointed it out that was the same area, and that was, that was so brilliant to call that back because we know like part of the cliff broke off, and that's the reason why her tent why it got buried in the first place. So the fact that shit happened again wasn't just pure okay, let's bring some drama in there. It was actually set up. So like that was like I had to clap seeing that shit. I was like, okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Oh man, when Toru fell, that broke my heart. I was like, oh my lord, please don't do this to me.
Yeah,
Please don't do it.
and then Toru gets hurt, but huh. I guess I want to ask you is what do you think was the narrative purpose of Toru falling off the cliff? Because like it does certain things, like it gets people to worry about her. But I guess the question I'm trying to ask is, would much have changed if she didn't fall and then she just shook hands with Akito normally? Or do you think
I think
there was a purpose of her falling?
I think the purpose works more for Akito and Kyo specifically, because with Akito, it was kind of like her kind of like I don't know, reality check. You could say that. But it was kind of like, man, the first person who was my friend, like this tragedy happened to them. It kind of like humanized Akito a lot more than if it didn't happen, in my opinion.
Okay.
And with Kyo, I don't feel like Kyo would have like confronted his feelings or did his kiss to Toru if that didn't happen, because it kind of like put her life in like perspective of like, oh my god, I almost lost her. Like, what I worry about me for? I need to worry about her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's another thing too. They had their kiss. So what was your thoughts on that? That's the best one we got in the series, or what? We gonna hate?
I'm not a big Kyo fan. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big Kyo fan. The character cool and all. Like if you like him, you like him. But I think it was a good moment.
Yeah.
I think overall it was a great moment. I'm just mad that like it took this for him to like think about how this all transpired for him. Okay, so Toru tells him his feelings.
Mm-hmm.
He hears it, tells her his feelings, runs away, walks back to the like he don't runs back to the someone state. He walks back and is like, oh, Toru's fell, and then runs back to her. Like I'm like, man, like I feel like if that didn't happen, he would not confront his feelings. Like nothing in that time frame would have like showed you that he would accept his feelings if Toru didn't get hurt. And I kind of hate that.
Yeah, that it was a weird sequence when you break it down with how things happen with Kyo. The reason why it's a weird sequence is because, like you said, Kyo comes right back to Shigure's house. That's the weird thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it was something like he heard Toru and that's the reason why he came, but he just came back. That's the weird thing. He ran away and just came back. Like it was like, what's the point of you running away in that moment if you were just going to come back moments later? So I found that kind of odd. That's why I really wanted Yuki and Kyo to meet and have a conversation. And I do think they will later. But like I said, it was just an awkward sequence because it's like you said, we run through it. It's Toru says her feelings. Kyo talks about his guilt, the truth behind what happened to Toru's mother. Kyo runs away, and then he comes back like 5 minutes later, and then he hears what happens to Toru, and then that moment happens. So I'm not mad at it. It's just odd. Oh yeah. He said someone said Kyoko goes back after he hears Akito screaming, but the
how
issue,
did he? Go ahead.
No, because I was gonna say the issue is when okay, because Akito screams before then, because that's because when she and Toru are talking, she has like a loud ass scream because I forgot exactly what she said. Damn, I forgot what she said, but it's like it doesn't happen. Kyo doesn't really come back until Toru falls. That's the weird thing. Because then like Akito was crying and whatever, and then she cries to Shigure. So
yeah, but that's not a problem. The problem is like he walks in there cool, calm, collective, like oh, I'm sorry, I did this like whole runaway thing again. And he's like, oh wait, Toru fell, run, go after her. I thought it was a better way could have been done.
He walked in that bitch like, rev up them fryers.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. My emotions got to me. He was so nonchalant about it too. Like he wasn't like, what happened? Who's like he was just like, open the door. Oh, Toru fell. Cliff? Like, man, that's crazy.
Oh man, let's I want to say one thing I really like in this episode and with Fruits Basket in general, I don't really talk about. I really like the narration because a lot of the times you can't do things in dialogue without it sounding awkward. So I feel like narration is needed. We give a lot of props to shows like Kaguya-sama. I like it in some instances with Hunter x Hunter, not everyone, or not every time, because the Chimera Ant R, I don't feel too good about the narration there in some instances, but the narration in Fruits Basket doesn't get talked about enough because like when Akito is having her narration, I'm like, oh, like this is so good because when she's talking to Kureno, the reason why I feel like it's so good is because we learn what she's thinking and whatnot. And I don't think that it would have been good if Akito tried to convey that to Kureno in words, because she's just crying and saying she's sorry. So like I think the narration is always well done in Fruits Basket, and we don't talk about it enough.
True.
And Shigure, we got a look character development for Shigure. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, oh yeah, he was like, damn, maybe I did push a little too far.
Yeah. It was like, but the thing is like, it's like he won. He literally, like, we got to give Shigure a lot of props. He literally did everything he wanted to do without being affected personally. He did everything. Everything went according to plan. Nobody fucked around and slapped him. He didn't get pushed off nowhere. Like, shit. In one episode, he was fucking Akito and Rain. This nigga, he just be winning. And he probably gonna get Akito at the end of the day. Man, that boy Shigure, he sly. But I like that. I like that little moment with him. He was saying, he was remorseful about some parts. What do you think those parts are? Like, what would he have regret for during all of this?
Oh, he thought Shigure himself?
Yeah. What would he be regretful of?
I think he's regretful, like how, like, I think this is the result he wanted, but he didn't like how it got there. Because I think, but like season 2 when he was talking about like how he kind of felt bad for the situation he was putting Toru in, and I feel like this is like, oh my gosh, she felt like I pushed Akito to this moment. She stabbed Kureno. She like Toru like got injured. I'm like, he probably like, damn, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah, I think it's specifically Toru getting hurt the way she did, because that. Obviously, I don't think he was accounted for anything like that. I think he expected Toru to be hurt by Akito, but not in a situation like that where things could have went in a terrible direction and she could have lost her life. So I think that's what he feels remorse for, because like you said, he's been noted to say a lot of instances he'll manipulate people. He doesn't really feel anything towards it because he's all about the end goal. But when it came to Toru, it was that he had that little hesitance, like, damn, I'm really doing this shit to Toru out of all people. So I think that's what fucked him up. With Kureno, he probably was like, oh, that nigga got stabbed? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. That's cool.
You say that what you get, man. That what you fucking get.
Yeah, stop fucking my girl, nigga. Stop fucking my bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, here comes the Perry slander. Let me see.
Yeah, you want to read it? Go
ahead. Rex says, Kyo heard Akito screaming, and we said that. I mean, feelings are fleeting, so he came back. The Kyo hate is unnecessary. Okay, so with that, yeah, we understand that, but like, you don't go from like running with your problems and then just come back like, all right, man, I did what I did. You know what I mean? Like what in that thing changed for him? You know what I mean? Like nothing changed for Kyo in that moment. The only thing he heard was like a scream. He walked back. And so Darius said Perry only hates Kyo because he's the cat. Wait, I never said I hated Kyo. What did I say I hated Kyo though? That's crazy to me. Yeah. And it is like because he's the cat. What? Oh man,
he said that because you the rat. That's why.
I guess so, but I'm like, hey, I have never even like I don't like the crazy thing about this is Rex is somebody who I literally seen him in the Fruit Basket chat taunt Yuki the entire time watched through. I ain't say a single thing to him. He taught the character the entire time.
Yeah,
but apparently, I'm the person who me hate, but quote unquote me hating Kyo is weird. What?
You know what we gonna say though. Feelings are fleeting. He going
Yeah.
I change. Oh man, hey man, shout out to my boy Everything Animated EA Father Shigure. Yeah, he has a weird relationship with Akito, but that ship is going to happen. Yandere Shiki said Shigure just stayed stone faced, so creepy. Yeah, he's real unflappable. You can't there's not much that can move Shigure. He's all about the end goal, man. He just wants Akito to be free from a lot of the things that shackle her, mainly the curse and her father. So I think it covers about everything within the episode. Was there something else in the episode you want to talk about?
What was happening in the episode? I think that's everything that happened in the episodes, pretty much.
The only thing, when Toru's on the floor and Kyo touches her head and he sees the blood, that kind of goes back to the visions he's been seeing of, because he keeps replaying the thing of Kyoko's death, and in that one, was it just last episode? I think it was, where he's seen, instead of Kyoko, he's seen Toru in that same position, and it's kind of like that dream becoming a reality, and I think that's going to get him to wise up and accept Toru's feelings and accept his own feelings and be a better person. I still want the conversation between him and Yuki. I still want it, because Yuki still call him, he still calls him Baka Neko, all that shit. I want them to talk to each other like young adults, with no type of shade being thrown or anything like that. They ain't got to be friends. Just be just be cordial. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was like the Charles Barkley, time to have a dialogue.
Yeah, it's time to have a dialogue. But yeah, I wonder how that's going to go. Oh!
Yeah. We got like four more episodes? No, how many? 13 episodes, right? Or 12? I can't remember.
13, so we got 4 left.
Okay, 4 more episodes. That's crazy. I'm only going to do these 4 episodes. I know we have graduation. Yeah. Oh, we have graduation? It'll be a time skip?
It's probably going to be a time skip.
It has to be, because the school year kind of started.
Yeah, I expect there'll be a time skip. Damn, I was going to say, yeah, what do you expect us to focus on now that this Akito thing seems to be cleared up? Or do you think there will be an aftermath of that?
I think we might have a conversation where it's Akito, Toru, and Akito's mom, Ran. That has to be one thing, because the whole bet is one thing they have to deal with. The rest of the Zodiac's bonds getting broken, I feel like that has to be another plot point. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if it's going to happen all at one time, though, because we got 4 episodes left. It might just snap.
It could happen. I'm not sure, though.
And then I think I hope we get more Yuki and Machi. That's what I need right there. That's what I need in my system right there, man. I'm tired of this gloomy, dark stuff, man. Leave my Yuki and Machi, man. I need that now, expeditiously.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, and my bad. And Utani and Kurena. That's another thing.
Man, I ain't trying to see that. I ain't trying to see that.
Man.
You know I don't like that shit, boy. When that shit first unfolded, I said, what are you doing? No.
Hey man, he a bird, man. He trying to fly here, man.
No, fly somewhere else and go in a different coop, a different nest.
Hey, man, looking for some seeds in the ground, man. He looking for some seeds, trying to build him a nice little nest.
Man, get out of high schools then. Go to the club, nigga. But it's so odd, because this is episode 9 that this is happening on. This feels like something that will happen on the second to the last episode, almost, and then we get like the aftermath of everything. So it's still, I don't know where things going to head in the next 4 episodes. It feels like a lot of time now, which is weird, because before when I said like it was going to be 13 episodes, we were kind of baffled. But now this episode, with how much it progressed, it feels like, damn, now it seems like it's too much time. So yeah. Um, yeah, I expect there to be a talk with Yuki and Kyo. I was going to say something. Oh, with how things unfolded in this episode, Rain has pretty much won the bet.
She said I
Cause
was right.
yeah, oh my god, if Rain start flexing, like oh I told your dumbass what I told get your ass out the Soma state. Oh
Yeah, get out. Pack your bag. Oh, you made a friend. That's cool and all. Like, pack your bags. You gotta go. Oh, and also apologize too because that was part of the deal too. She gonna be smug with it. She gonna be smug.
ooh. I actually want to see that though. But the thing is, like,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where Akito has lost the battle, but she has won the war because she's faced her issues of being insecure about those bonds and them possibly breaking. So I think now that she has someone like Toru, and I expect Shigure to be hopefully be more affectionate towards her, I think she will be okay with not having those bonds with the other Zodiacs, and she could kind of start over. And to start over, perfect place to do that is outside the Soma state. So I don't think she would be that sad that she's not in this state anymore and she has to apologize or whatever. So I wonder how that's going to go. But we definitely had to have that conversation between Akito and Rain. It has to happen.
Yeah. Man, can't wait, man. Fruit Basket. I want like what season finale hits, and we have a final episode of Fruit Basket, man. I feel like gonna feel bad, man. Gonna feel bad. This is a great show.
Yeah,
I hate to see it gone.
I have a lot of videos planned after Fruits Basket ends, but it's going to feel like a big hole because you know when the seasons ended, I was like, damn, Fruits Basket over, okay, you know. But then it was like, all right, next year we'll get them again. But then at the end, when it's really done and it's all over, I'm be like, bro, damn, Fruits Basket really over, and this shit really did have an impact on me. Like this shit has been great. It was a good business decision to watch this in the spring 2019 season. So, but I think we cover all our bases. I'll read some of the chat and then we'll head out, watch some basketball. Let's see. The Tiger on the season finale? Oh, I don't know. I don't know,
man.
You might not be invited. I don't know, nigga.
I don't know, man. Rex, I heard Choco and Kakako got spots ahead of you.
Hey.
Also, shout out Shax. He told me to shout him out, so I shout my guy Shax out, man.
Hey man, if we could get Choco on here, man, if our times line up, cause you know he over the pond. If our times line up, hey man, Choco, my boy, man. The Tiger though, I don't know, man. Yeah, the Tiger always trying to bite me, bro.
Yeah, man.
So Darius said, I think we're going to get the Yuki and Kyo talk. Got to. Rexor said, yuck, Pito Carreno. And QRW6 said, Rain will end up crazy because what's next for her after winning? Yeah, that's the thing about it. That's why I said that Akito won the war because Rain is still going to have the same issues she had before. What is winning the title of the head of the song? Like I don't even know if that's what she was after, but if you win that, cool. Okay.
You know who gonna be pissed? You know who really gonna hate that?
Who?
The head maid. She she might blow a casket. She might take the knife into her own hands.
That's funny. This is bullshit. I can see it.
Yo, she been fighting Rain for like 20 plus years. She been fighting her.
It could end like that. That's the crazy thing about it. Like I can see it. This is bullshit. Recount. I want to recount. Nigga, no.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, things could end up bad with those two. I forgot about that completely. But
we also got a Kyo and Toru got to have like another talk about that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's a given. They have to. But yeah, that's pretty much all we want to talk about. So there said the Rex the Tiger, I'm the dog, Perry the rat, Satsuki the ox, Stony the cat. Yeah, man. Appreciate everybody showing up. So Darius, QRW6, Rex Zor, Yandere Shiki, EA, Sue FC. Let's see. Did I already say Stony? If I didn't say Stony, I would just say it again. Stony. Totally Not a Google account. Light Ruler. Mafuya. Muppet. Shout out to Muppet for also sharing the video on Discord. Did I get everybody? And then Hanan. Math Pie Hanan. Appreciate everybody showing up. This has been the Ox and Rap Podcast. I am Satsuki as Perry.